7 races to go. Balcazar with a 13-point advantage. The team with an 11-point advantage. And a 12-point advantage to third, which is ultimately the team we're beating. So, the struggle continues as we head into Belgium. We're going to actually accept this interview. Would I consider bringing him in next season? I have 100% belief in my drivers, and yeah, Surikov will not discuss terms with me, but that's fine. I'm not going to be here later anyway. Will even consider it? Well, yeah, no. That's just spiteful. So we've got a couple of new sponsors coming up in the next couple of races, which should hopefully improve our money, although our money's actually looking quite good for now. We might even not get complained at. Advice on love. Barnaby, you're not a good enough driver to worry me with this sort of thing. Alright, follow your heart. This is going to hurt, isn't it? Let's see what those traits actually have done to him. Just married, marketability +5, morale +20, mechanic relationship -10. Oh, god darn it. We're never going to get that push to the limit red zone, are we? The good news is the next race does actually have super softs, but it's also going to be a dry race, which is probably not good for us. Anyway, continuing on. Car repair is now complete. Let's go and do some part improvements. So, again, this is going to be mostly focusing on reliability for our 2 rear wings. Unfortunately, it's not a rear wing circuit, but we still need to do that. Front wings and front wings engine acceleration. Go with that, and the gearbox. Okay, that should do. Hopefully the rear wing will be fine. It's just managing that until we get there. New front wing. Ah, I knew we were building a new one. And random component was a reliability +60, so that at least means we can use it straight away, which is always a nice thing. So on that basis, I guess we keep focusing on that then. Don't need to improve that anymore because we've got a replacement. Did I just build 2 great ones? I'm trying to work out what I did here, because I have 2 great front wings now, which is fine, but oh, that was to replace. Okay, but still, why would I not have done? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I really don't. Okay, so we got 16 days to our Dennis. We could build an upgraded engine for this. The downside is that we would not have a lot of time. We would not have a lot of time to make it good. So let's go for it anyway. And if we're doing that, we're gonna not improve our second. Yeah, that will be that is our secondary engine. We'll go with that. Okay. So continue. That'll all be done 3 days before the race, which about matches up with when our engine's coming in. Continue, continue, continue. And in fact, based on things there, they're now into the high 90s, so let's take these 2 off, just focus on these for a little bit. Maybe you can drag it to there and get some minor improvement out of these lot. And we have an engine done. Okay. Complaining at the wind tunnel again. But it does mean now we now have an upgraded engine, which, you know, it's not going to be doing a lot of bad stuff for us, that. They're all into the 90s, so we can ignore those and just focus on getting this engine set up for the next race, which is fine. Everything else is in the high 90s with the exception of this reserve rear wing, I guess. But it's not a rear wing circuit, we should be fine. So, Suspension or a new light wing, front wing. I guess at this point we should go suspension here. It's going to take 8.7 days. 5 days after the race is probably fine. We'll go cut 1 day and just go for a gradual improvement beyond that. Okay. Continue them. Dubai, rate round 7 of the GP2 series. We miss those days. Things seem to bother us less those days. What are we getting here? Okay, pre-race preview bites. Balcazar's driving too well. You really haven't been watching the championship, have you? Balcazar has been driving amazingly, but we're in an inferior car on Belgium. But, okay. Whatever you say, sir. How improved did we get at? 80%. 80's gambling it, but I think we can afford to. We're going to take our... money. We're going to go heavy on the soft tyres. This is a slow burn circuit for tyre wear, so that should be fine. Part fitting then. So, what can we do for improvements? Front wing brakes are about as good as they're going to be. Balcazar obviously gets the preference on that. Engine. Balcazar, have an upgrade. Barnaby, have an upgrade. Still minus 2%. Just never happy, are you? Okay, moving on. We're going to give Balcazar the more reliable... Oh, except this is a critical component for this race. Alright, fine. We'll give Barnaby the dodgy one, even if it's faster. Best gearbox, best rear wing, which we can now actually have. Delighted with the car. 3%. Okay. Finally, we're looking happy with the car now. Everything is looking awesome. Well, we continue and hope. We can continue and hope. But low speed and suspension are our 2 weak points here. We are getting suspension though for Phoenix, which might at least give us something. And of course, if we can get a further engine upgrade for Phoenix, which is possible, but... well, we'll see. Let's get racing. So, ultimate goal, as before, beat one of either the Steinman or the Panther teams, the Red Bulls or the Mercedes. We need to beat one of them this race. If we can keep beating one of those two teams, preferably the same team each time. I mean, actually, if we do continue what we're doing, what's probably going to happen is we're just going to gradually lose to both. But they had such a bad race of it last time. Okay. Again, focusing on the super soft, let's find our Belgium setup. So, where are we? Where are we? Actually, where are we? Why is that not actually listed? Hold on. Let me just confirm what the name of the circuit is. It's Ardennes, I'm sure it is, but... oh, I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I looked at this, apparently. Alright, fine. I think that's it. I can't read my own writing. That's clearly what it is. I can't read my own writing because I'm terrible. Okay. 20.4. We'll find out if this is wrong fairly quickly, I imagine. Minus 3.2 for some reason. 94. Which sounds right. This is a high-speed circuit. We know this. Belgium is. Soft, which will do 12 laps. Now, it's a 27-lap race here. So that suggests it's a two-stop strategy on the slow, then the medium tyre. Unless we can get White to go much longer. And if with a safety car and his super soft trait, he might be able to do that. 20.4, 3.2, 94.75. Okay. And this is entirely race trim. Entirely about race trim because this is a long lap. So we need to get this race trim established now, even if it's going to compromise us initially. So race trim, out you go. Beyond that, it's just being fast on the right tyres. So White leads Balcazar out of the track, and here we go. So Balcazar finally happy with her car. She's going to be getting buckets of morale from this. Will she be able to creep up into the top 7 of qualifying? She qualified about 8th, 9th for the last few races. I'd hope she could do better, but we'll see. As it happens for right now, White's actually keeping her at bay, which is... Oh no, there we go. Balcazar's setting faster times now. Not that this particularly matters, I guess, but, you know. My goodness, is they're fairly happy with things, so that was the correct setup. 3 wide, and we're overtaking what I think might have been a Ferrari. No, it wasn't a Ferrari. Okay, so super soft 1. Surikov goes 9/10 faster than us. But Balcazar still not had a clean lap because he's completely tucked behind there. Sharp goes fastest of all, 1.2 off the pace for Balcazar. And White, yeah, White's actually doing not too bad a job up there, it has to be said. And it's also showing how slow the mediums and soft tyres are in this case. Especially the mediums. Rodriguez, Sylvander, Fischer, Lipinen, all behind us on those. Also, I think we're going to have to pit here just to do some... Yeah, we're going to have to pit. We're running low on time, but also it's just the case of we do want to do some setup tweaks, and this is going to be our pretty much only chance to do that. Okay, so the only thing you don't like is the speed balance, which is fine. We can use that to our advantage. So, speed balance is probably too high. We're going to click that twice down. Rebalance the handling. Back to there. Maybe a slight tweak to the downforce, lowering it raising it slightly. So 16 seconds, trying that out. So we didn't have a lot to change here, so I guess what I'm going to do is flick the tyre canter back a click or two. So that means the handling down, that down, and then I'm just going to adjust the downforce down slightly. I'm going to try that. If we hear any great complaints, we can still throw them in and do a last-ditch effort in a lap's time. Okay, Sharp's about to set a new fastest lap. We have Race Trim 2. We would love Race Trim 3 here because this is going to be... We should get it with 4 minutes to go. Maybe I'm bringing Balcazar here and just do that to ensure things. Yeah, bring Balcazar in, ensure this. Can put her on a fresh set of boots. That was pretty much perfect, so we might now trade out for White in a moment, but yeah, 98. The only thing that's slightly off is the speed balance, and again, I'm going to click that down one just to see, and we'll give you a new set of boots and send you out. So hopefully you'll get round and have a couple of laps to do this. Which should be fine. White then. How close are we? We're getting there. We're going to have no qualifying advantage here because they just do not have the laps. But, here's the thing. If I bring White in, we definitely don't get a second lap out of him, but I think we have to. So bring you in. Okay, great, great, and excellent. So we can do a quick adjustment here. 97 is not bad. So let's lower the downforce slightly. Click that down to there, maybe. I don't want to spend too long with this. Okay, well we've slightly tweaked that and that. We'll see whether that makes a difference, and if not, we still have a 97. And we haven't spent too much time. Alright, new tyres, and that is race free. So Balcazar on an actual attack lap now. Let's see what she can do. Goes grey in the first sector. We have been doing race laps rather than racing, but still. Okay, really happy with the gear ratios. Excellent downforce wheels, bang on. Excellent, excellent, great. And we'll see what Balcazar manages when she gets back. Also, only a 10th between the two of them, though I know White was holding up Balcazar there. So, qualifying. 10 for above for the bonus points. We should manage that. Super soft tyre is the only benefit we can take forward. I guess light-footed for bizarre reasons we could take as well. So yeah, no real change. We'll stick with that one then. New set of softs and 97, 97. But we've got a double excellent here, so I'm going to go with that. Okay, continue and we will simulate the session. Now, probably only get 2 runs, so let's hope they make some good ones. Oh, White actually faster than Balcazar for once. That is not a good, encouraging thing for us to encounter, though, because Balcazar... Oh, that was not good. That was not what we needed. So, 2 things to take away from that. Firstly, Balcazar had a terrible qualifying. Now, I don't know whether that's because we gave the wrong part there, or whether White's just able, because of the super soft tyre bonus... I mean, look, he didn't really wear those tyres that much. But this is now kind of terrible. We need to beat one of the 2 teams. We basically need to finish 3rd and 5th, I think. We'll do it. We also missed our target, which is, you know, another slight depression. Okay. Engine expert, race trim for Balcazar. Barnaby White is going to go super... mad, but actually we're just going to go light-footed and race trim again, because that gives us the option of swapping over. But the plan is to try, if we can, for Barnaby White, to extend this into a double soft stint, which he should be able to do. It's going to be much more challenging for Balcazar, so maybe we even start on the soft tyre here. Start on the soft tyre, attack it, go on to our super soft strategy at the end. I think that's what we're going to have to do here. We are going to attack from the outset, and we're going to see how this goes. We're just so used to Balcazar being ahead and also being a few positions ahead. It's the first time White has out-qualified Balcazar, and immediately Balcazar up the outside into 10th. That's a good start. Need a little more ground here, though. Need to make this work. We need to get past Lipinen and Fisher. We need to get on the back of the top 6. So White around the outside. White has lost some positions. Balcazar then charging up. Is there going to be an early crash? Because that could change some things. Okay, 6 wide at the front, but there's just a bit of a pile-up here. Let's speed up time and see whether Balcazar can... There we go, Balcazar on the inside, 7th position, ahead of Surikov. That's not a bad thing for us to have. White now, around the outside of Surikov. In 8th. So we're 8th and 9th here. We're still charging for right at the moment, because it's going to give more of a benefit for us and less of a benefit for them. And we know we can go easy on the fuel later. Balcazar, what have you done? That has not gone well for us. That has not gone well for us at all. Gonna ignore that. We're in 8th position now. Virtual safety car deployed, and white now with a mountain to climb. Because for us to outscore the other... We could probably outscore the Red Bulls. If we can... With Surikov being down in position, it's possible. Fisher is also about to burn his tyres out. Let's go neutral high. Keep the burn up. And now white has to have an amazing race here. And without the rain, this is looking extremely unlikely to pay off. Oh, Balcazar. That was not what we needed. And white has lost the position to Lipinen, but is going to fight for it back, which is costing us time, though. Surikov is just sliding down the order. And so is white, actually. We're not struck fast enough here. Well, I think we're back on our conserve strategy we mentioned, but this is a really dodgy one now. Conserve mediums then. And we've got to somehow buy ourselves a pit stop, or at least a pit stop of only good tyres. And I don't think we're going to be fast enough if we do this. We're in a big pack of soft runners, though. 12-1. Gap to cars ahead is about 1.8. It's staying about steady. We can't afford to cool our tyres too much, but we have to somehow make these last to lap 14. Or at least make the second step last to lap 14, I guess. Meanwhile, conserving fuel. .4 to the leader here. Piaget is unfortunately far too far ahead. And now it's Surikov, who's finally managed to recover his race somewhat and is now in position to threaten us. But we're still outside the points here, and we're falling off of the points paying positions right now. Let's go back to conserve. Buy ourselves a little bit of tyre grit for later in the race. Fisher's finished. Sylvander's having problems. We're at about 60%. It's about the same as Surikov's. We've got a bit more in reserve here. We're actually matching quite well with the medium runners. Fox on the softs is kind of doomed here. I think now, though, we need to go neutral just because Surikov is going to be a pain and slow us down if we keep this going. Hamilton behind him, I think. Yeah, it's not far behind. And already one in the pits. So we're up into points. Our tyres are still at 50%, so this is... We should be able to make another 5 laps of this work for us. We just might have to be a little more conservative in a moment. But 20.8 seconds here. Piaget's in the pits. Ultimately, he's the one we're trying to beat at this point, and he has fallen back a fair way, but... 30.1, so he's about 10 seconds behind us on track. So now Lipinen, Rodriguez, Sylvander, Sharp, Becker, and us. So at 46%. Now our tyres are cooling off a bit here, I'm noticing, so we might even have to go aggressive for the next lap or two. Starting lap 11. In 4th. We're right behind Becker on mediums. Unfortunately, that's not a good sign for us. And, ooh, that's a bit of a bad push there. But that's all good. It's all good for us. All good for us. And we have fuel at last, so let's go fuel neutral. Let's get attacking. Sharp in the pits is probably going to go out in front of us here. Yep, so we've got Sylvander on mediums behind us, we've got Sharp ahead of us on mediums, and we are going faster than Sharp. We're going faster than the leaders at least. So the soft tyre is the one to be on. Or was initially here. I guess it's now creeping up a little bit. And we do have to stop, of course. Rodriguez, Piaget, Blanc, all on super softs. We're still yet to pit, and we can go another lap. So I think we're going to do that now. We're going to take another lap, and then we're going to go for it. So this is our push lap. So overtake Vuel and that and pit. So super softs to make, and to go 13 laps on super softs seems fine. That's the worry. He's got the dodgy front wing. Fast pit stop. Let's see what we can do. You see, we're matching pace with Sylvander, and that's on. You know, we're going to be on better tyres in a moment. Much better tyres. And we should come out probably around Ingledow. Hopefully ahead of him. So low into this. Out we come. It's a good stop. Take the cut, and I was about right, but we missed it slightly. Alright, so medium for the moment. Let's use our tyre advantage here, because some of those mediums are going to have to stop, including Ingledow, who's thankfully slowing Blanc into us. So come on, White. Cannot afford to be held up here. This is important. This is our race now. Let me even take a lap of push here, because we've got it in reserve. I'm sure we do. A lap of push. Come on. You cannot afford to be stuck behind these guys. You cannot afford to be stuck behind these. Alright, the slower one's out of the way at least, but nah, come on. 30.9, 30.8, 30.7. See, we are the fastest car, I think. With current combinations, we are fastest. Problem is, I don't think it's going to matter if we can't get this to work for us. So, double push. Come on. Need to overtake Blanc. I know he's on the same type of tyre. I know he will pit. Alright, neutral then. We'll stay with neutral eye. We can always go conserving at the end. We need Blanc to pit basically now. Valdez ahead is about to pit. And we're closing in on him. There we go. Finally White gets past. Okay, good. Good move. 7th position. Okay, Valdez in front is going to go easy. Rodriguez and Piaget are likely to have to stop. And we're close enough that we're going to take advantage. It means we're looking at 4th place right now. So there we go. Piaget on fresh, soft tyres, but a long way down. A long way down. And I think we're going to conserve and try and cool our tyres off now. Going to stick on the high fuel load for at least another half lap, but just got to keep an eye on... Oh, okay, that's what I've got to worry about now. So conserve medium. 31.2 to the leader, and that's staying steady. Surikov behind us on half softs. And that's the worry now. We got 7 laps to hold this out. Rodriguez is going to start falling away from us, but he's going to come back on new softs. And I can't afford to pit and save position here, so we're going to have to do this. The top 3 are gone, though, unfortunately. So it means that Steinman are going to outscore us. It's possible that we can still outscore the Red Bulls, though. So we're getting 5 championship points for this position. They're currently going to earn 4 and 3, so that's 7. They are outscoring us at the moment. But Surikov has to pit. If Rodriguez goes on a charge, then it's possible. Meanwhile, I should really be observing the gap behind here, because that's the one that's slightly more interesting to me. So 7.8 seconds, it's fine. Because again, we know we got better tyre wear. These will last a bit longer in theory, but you know. 7.5, 4 laps to go. And there is the Rodriguez, who is right behind Lipponen. And that's not that far in the grand scheme of things, and if he can grab those points, it lowers them down to 3 and 2, which is matching what we get for white. So we would match the Red Bulls, but Ferrari would suddenly be back in contention. This is getting tricky. Okay, normal then. I can go normal high as well. I don't want to risk things, but 44%. Normal high, 5.2, 5.2, 5.2. How high are they pushing? Quite high. We knew there was going to be no weather maladies on this one. They're actually conserving right this moment. And Surikov is going to have to conserve a lot harder in a moment. Sylvander goes attacking, but he's too far ahead of us to worry. Well, the problem is Rodriguez. But 3 laps to go. 5.3 is the gap. The car is okay, with the exception of those blinking lights of doom and death. Which are ignorably... Sylvander, Sharp and Becker are really low on tyre wear, I'm noticing right now, and we have 2 laps to go. How much slower are they going to go? Probably not anywhere near enough, but it's still interesting. You can stick on the high fuel. Gap's up to 7 seconds now, so I think we can afford to go conserve medium here and just try and reserve parts. But what's the gap to Sylvander up front? 21 seconds. It's unlikely to matter, but their tyres are done. Last lap. Condition dropped to 31. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as if Rodriguez has done us a favour here. He's too far back, so it means that both our rival teams for first place have scored more than us. And I think we're still going to be first, but the gap is now very much single figures. And I'm wondering actually here, if only Balcazar was still in the game, because I think we could have easily had, third, fourth there. Maybe 4th, 5th at least, which would have been fine. But that was definitely not what the doctor ordered right there. We badly need a good wet race for us. So, we had the strategy laid out. It worked out quite nicely for us. Pierre was demoted 4 positions. Oh, that is awesome. That means we've outscored the Red Bulls. Balcazar now has a 3-point buffer to Becker. We now have a 3-point buffer to Steinman as a whole. Our gap has improved to Panther in 3rd. But now this team are scoring heavily, and 6 to go to hold 2nd? Oof, this is going to be tricky. But it was a good race for White. Well deserved, well fought. And he has somewhat of a secondary driver here this season. He might not be for the future. We'll see. So 1.2 coming in. That's enough for a new engine upgrade. Or a new suspension part, whatever we decide to go here. Phoenix is next, which has been an interesting round for us in recent games here. Very high tyre wear. Is the cornering circuit. And then we hope here. Dear God, we need Vancouver to be very, very good for us. It's always been a good circuit for our team. We need it to be amazing for us. Then we go to Singapore, Sydney, Rio, Dubai. 6 events left to hold a 3-point gap against a team that is massively dominant. Starting to look a bit impossible, but we'll try our best. Until next time.